Module 7, here we go. So metrics and optimization. Let AI read your stats for you. So now you know how to talk to the AI. Now you know how to plan your content. You also know how to make it using the AI image generators, etc. So you've got everything. You've already posted. Now this is after you've made all your content and after you've posted. What do you do and how do you feed your metrics into the AI correctly? Going back to the mini course, I went on why metrics matter so much. So rather than doing them manually, the best thing to do is just to throw them in here because it's going to be able to find patterns that would take you much, much longer, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to add everything in, how to save time, and pretty much how to find the exact post you should be posting and optimize every single time. So you don't need to build a complicated spreadsheet if you don't want to. And this is the important part. A lot of people that start to track their metrics, they realize how much work it is, and then they drop off and stop doing it. If you follow these steps, it will probably take you less than an hour a month, really. If you do it properly and you do it bit by bit, it'll take you like less than an hour a month, or maybe every 2 weeks, I would really do it. Then you're going to be able to use all that information to build new content. So easiest workflow, links and screenshots. This is exactly what I do. It is easier if you're using a laptop. Doing anything like this is much, much easier using a laptop rather than just your phone, okay? But all you need to do, I would do it on a weekly basis. So I would add everything in on a weekly basis just to keep it easy. Then at the end of the month, I would go through, figure everything out. And then with all that information, I would then build my content for the following month as well. So literally all you need to do, number one, you just need to go to Insights and then take screenshots of your top performing posts, worst performing posts, and any posts you care about as well. Now, when you're first starting off, I would recommend to put every single one of your posts from that month in to be analyzed. But once you've gone down, you're a couple of months in, you're not really bothered about the ones that are in the middle. You want to know why the top performing reels perform so well, why the worst performing reels perform so bad. And if it's one that you generally thought should have done better, but it didn't, still put that in there as well, because you might be able to change a few things around the hook, the call to action, and then it might produce you a much better result after it. It says copy the post. Links to is optional. I definitely would do it. It just gives more information. Instagram right now can go through and look at posts on, ChatGPT can look at Instagram posts. So match everything together, get all the screenshots, and then give the link. It's going to help you go back as well in the future and figure things out if you want to go back over and look at what you were doing before. Then once you've got all these things, you just need to add it into the brain. So here are screenshots and links, for example, of my post insights from this week, from this month, from the last 3 weeks, whatever you want to say, plus the links. Extract the key numbers into a simple table. So you don't need to go through and calculate how many likes you have, how many comments, and everything else. If you've got all of that information, so if you've already got the screenshots in it, it will pull everything you need out of it straight away. You miss it like skip break here and stuff because this came out recently. So yeah, get it to pull all that out. And then that's it. And then what it can do as well, tell me which post did best and which did worst and why you think you should change. Give me 3 clear test runs, etc. So this is when you kind of got through. But I want to go back to step number 1 as well. Is I would add it to ask it to add to a spreadsheet. So it will add all of that data to a spreadsheet that then you should add that spreadsheet back into the project. So then you can just keep adding bit by bit to that spreadsheet. So after like 6 months, you're going to have data on all of your last 6 months posts that were working well, that didn't work. So when it does give you information on or gives you a plan for the new reel, it's going to know exactly what has worked and what hasn't worked. Okay. Then once you give it that, when you're first starting it off, before you start to build a big file, just get it to go through. Why do you think it did best? So you can brainstorm why it did. Like, was it the hook? Was it the topic? Was it the format? Whatever you want to know, you can kind of it'll pull and extract all of that information out from just looking at the analytics. Give me 3 clear tests to run next week for my reels and stories. So once it's gone through everything, then it will know that, okay, the 3 worst videos all had a similar hook. So they're not going to put that in next time. The 3 best videos all spoke about this specific topic. So for the next week of content, you're going to have a much more optimized set of content to then put out there, and then rinse and repeat, go again and again and again. As I mentioned, if you like to do it, also just throw it into a Google Sheet. Just ask it to give it you in CSV format, CSV, and then you can just add that. Google Sheets is free as well. Just add that into Google Sheets, then you can download the Google Sheets and put it into the project, okay? Then that's it. You have, this is, look how simple it is. It's that simple to go through all your analytics. Before, it would have taken you hours, days to be able to do this. Now it's going to take you 30 minutes to an hour. A good thing as well is as you start to become more advanced on this and you're getting more data, you want it to go through and start to spot certain patterns. So once the AI has your table as well, you know, go through based on the specific post, what hook styles perform best, what topics consistently underperform, what formats are winning, you know, what 3 things should I do in the next one. So with all this, you literally exactly know what you need to post, but it's also going to give you more information on your profile, what's working, what's not. So as you start to grow, then you're going to be a much more informative on exactly what's working. So if you're a social media manager working, or you're a new brand, and then you start bumping shoulders with the boss or with other big brands, and they were like, okay, what's working on your account now? And you're like, I kind of posted a reel the other day. Like, you're not going to look very knowledgeable. But if you say, oh yeah, what's working right? I've tried these 3 hooks. You know, this is what's working right now. These are the best topics that work. These are the formats. Instantly, people are going to want to work with you because you seem much more knowledgeable about Instagram itself. And this is why when I do proposals for clients or strategies and I go through, I know all of this quite early on because I get all this data straight away. And most people don't look this deep into social media. They don't look this deep into their Instagram and analytics. So if you're the one who is doing this, you're going to stand out from the rest of the crowd. And before you know it, like, you'll easily be at 10, 20, 30,000 because you're just doing what the rest of Instagram isn't doing, really. So what you can do if you want to is upload the PDF, the mini course one, which is Instagram growth system. You can upload that into your project as well. So when you're talking about these things, you're already going to have a lot of the information already, which is exactly what I've said, because you already know that hooks and skip rate matter, and also average watch time, reposting winners matter. So you already know this. So why not teach the AI that as well? So it's trained on this strategy, not trained on some random guru who watched a YouTube video, because it will pull from them. You know, it'll be looking all over online. So it's a good idea to do that as well. Now, instead of guessing, AI is reading your screenshots and telling you exactly what you need to put. So it's a lot more targeted, a lot more sniper. When you first start off, it's going to be a bit of a shotgun effect, where you're going to be building content that you don't necessarily know what's going to work. You're just going to try multiple different things. But then once you start to analyze and you put all this information in, these hooks are going to be working much more often than they were before. The format is not going to be dropping as much. You know, the format is and the topics as well are going to be on point more of the time. So definitely use the mini course, add that in. But this is how optimized your content is going to be, by following this. So once you have got your content optimized and it's doing well, this is when you should start boosting it as well with the Instagram engagement, because now your best posts that are doing great are going to do even better once you start to add a little bit more help to them. And also with the follow growth, if you've got killer content, then I can drive, you know, 500 to 1,000 followers, targeted followers in your area, in your country, in your language, wherever you want to target, straight to your profile. And since when they're going to land on your profile, you're going to have great content and the bio is going to be great. You know, you're going to have a possible, with this one alone, the follower growth is 500 to 1,000 followers per month. Like, if you close 1 or 2 of them followers a month, you literally have, you know, you pay for the service itself, depending on how much you are charging for your specific product. And with the engagement, as I mentioned, if you're posting all the time, this is great. This will help you rank on the Explore page much, much more. So once you know which posts to pull reach, which posts pull followers, which posts convert, now it's time to start reposting, run engagement, and also targeted growth followers. So at this point is the ideal point to start with the GoSo services, because you've done the rest of the hard work, and now this adds a nice cherry on the cake. See you in module 8.